All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome in. BigBeHereForNation.com, your home for everything money. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And, we haven't done NFL here for quite some time here on the channel. The last time we did something about NFL was the Super Bowl reaction. And, yeah, so I just brought some NFL back. And today I'm going to be ranking every single NFL team's preseason so far. Well, we still have to draft, but I'm pretty sure we like season. What is it? Free agency is over, so do want to get into that. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys do like, subscribe right here to the channel. We're on our way to 120 subscribers. Make sure you guys go join the Discord. Make sure you guys go do all that fun stuff that we have provided for you guys. And for you guys know what we do here. But before we get started, I'm gonna go ahead and change this real quick to upside down color reverse. If you guys know what I mean by that, so I can go ahead and read the list before I get murdered. By the way, I am recording this on Monday or something, so because as you're time to watch this video, I'm probably in Oakland right now. So the top of the list, you have the teams that actually had a phenomenal offseason. Then you have the teams that I thought had a pretty good offseason. Then you have the teams that had a decent offseason. Then you have the teams that had not an ideal season, which means I think you did okay, but you just could have done more things to make your team better. And at the bottom of the tier, you have the teams that just did terrible this offseason. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and start off with the Cardinals. I don't know. I don't know what to think about the Cardinals. Like, I haven't really heard about them do too much of anything this offseason for the Cardinals. Should I go not ideal because they needed a little bit more on the defensive end, and I don't really think they got that. Yeah, I'm gonna go not ideal. I'm gonna go not ideal for the Cardinals just because I think this team has enough potential offensively to hang around with teams. It's just their defense. I thought this team really needed to focus on the defensive side of the ball this free agency, and I don't think they've really done that. So for the Cardinals, I will say this: it is an ideal offseason for them. Not an ideal. I do think that's the right column to put them in. Not ideal, but you can make an argument that could be indecent, but I'm going to put them in not ideal just because I just think they need to focus on more of the defensive game instead of the offensive game. All right, next up we got the Falcons. Phenomenal. Probably have one of the best off seasons in the entire league. You got Kirk Cousins, Darryl Mooney, Randall Moore. They resigned good players. The Falcons have a complete offense right now. The Falcons have a really good. They have explosive young back. They have Kirk Cousins out throwing the ball. They're probably your best quarterbacks in recent years. Even defense picked it up a little bit. Like this is Atlanta. This is like Atlanta's offseason. I don't know if they're feeling it that much. I don't even know that's a thing right now. But whatever it is, the Falcons are feeling it right now because Falcons are having a blast the way how that offseason went. All right, next up we have Baltimore. Yeah, I'm gonna say phenomenal too. Listen, you got Derrick Henry. Your offense is starting to become more explosive. Now you did lose Gus Edwards, and that could kill you a little bit. But but the Ravens still have a really good defense to hang around. Even though they lost a couple of key opponents, I don't think that's really gonna bother them that much. And then you just got Derrick Henry, which now you have two explosive runners, and Lamar and him on your team, which defenses are going to be confused how to stop. Offense looks like to be one of the best offenses in the league. Defense looks strong, so I'm gonna give it to them. I thought they had a phenomenal offseason, so we'll go with that. All right, next we got the Bills. Not ideal. Definitely not ideal. You guys lost a whole bunch of star power on your roster, including a Stephon Diggs that I just probably heard like a couple of days ago. I don't know if it was a couple of days ago, but I am recording this early, but I did hear that Stephon Diggs was likely to be traded. But if it did happen, yeah, this Bills offseason definitely not ideal. They also lost Gabe Davis. I thought he was really good for Buffalo. Like I just don't think this is a really good offseason for the Bills. They just lost a whole bunch of key opponents that I just think is going to come back and bite them for this upcoming season. So I would like to see the Bills do better, but right now they're just not doing their job right now. Definitely not an ideal offseason for the Bills. All right, next up we got the Panthers. They re-signed a couple people. I haven't really heard about them making trade fronts or anything. I I could go not ideal because actually no, I'll give respect. I'm gonna say decent. It was a decent off season for them because just because I just they resigned all their players and I just don't think they really gave up too much of anything. So just a very quiet off season for Carolina. I just don't really have too much to say about them. All right, next up we got the Bears. I mean, here's the thing: losing Justin Fields is one thing, but you did add in Devontae Swift, who I think is going to be good. You did cut the current quarterback Jalen Johnson. Um, I mean, they did overpay a lot of people, but the pieces that they got on their teams actually probably going to be better for them next year. I mean, I'm gonna give them decent just because I just think they have. Yeah, I'm gonna give them decent just because I just think that the DeAndre Swift is gonna give them as much as they need for that offense to click. But listen, but the only reason I'm not putting up here is because they don't have Justin Fields anymore. If they have Justin Fields, I'll probably put them up here. But yeah, the Bears are gonna get decent from me right now. All right, next up we got the Bengals. I mean, they got T. Higgins back. You know, Joe Mixon's out. I don't really like that for the Bengals. They lost the majority of their offense except for Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. I just think that I think this is like the Bills scenario. Like they're losing too many star power to the point that might come back to bite them going into next season. So for the Bengals, I'm going to say not ideal. I don't really like what they did this offseason to losing that many star power on your offense, but I just don't. I'm just not a fan of what Cincinnati did. All right, after that we have Cleveland, another team that just I haven't heard too much of Cleveland. Like I haven't been, like heard of it like in front rumors or anything. I mean, I'm gonna say it's decent, but I don't know what to say because, like I said, I don't know what they did. I don't know what it is. I don't think I ever heard of it in a trade front. So I don't know. I guess decent just because I just guess they kept the same roster. All right, after that we have Dallas. Terrible. Probably one of the worst off seasons we ever seen. You guys lost basically majority of your talent to Washington. Your team did not get any better at all, and losing Tony Pollard is definitely going to kill you. Yeah, and I don't think the Cowboys really resigned anybody either. So yeah, that was a terrible offseason for the Cowboys. You lost a whole bunch of star power, and now you can't even sign anybody because probably your mid-level exception is too high. So yeah, not a good offseason for the Cowboys. That was terrible. All right, next we have Denver. Yeah, Denver can go right beside Dallas. Listen, first of all, you released Russell Wilson. Second of all, you're paying him to play on another team, making a Pittsburgh, even though you're still paying for him to play on your team. And three, I just think they lost too many players, man. They lost Jerry Jeudy as well. I liked him on Denver a lot. I don't think Denver should have released him. Yeah, just not a big fan of what Denver did this offseason. It was actually pretty bad. Let's be honest. All right, after that we have Detroit. Pretty good offseason. I will say they did get a couple good stuff defensively. Um, yeah, they also re-signed a couple good players, and honestly, I don't think the Lions had to give up too much in it. Had to give up too much. Like Teddy Bridgewater, okay, you can accept that. Gene Guard Johnson, like I think the Lions did a good job of like keeping their guys together. Um, Going into next season, especially after all the hype and motivation that they had last year. So yeah, I think the Lions did pretty good, keeping their core together and reciting more things on the defensive end. That was pretty good, Detroit. All right, next we have Green Bay. Um, what do we have to say about Green Bay? Oh my God, they get Josh Jacobs. I wonder how he's going to be over there, especially how his performance last season. They did lost Aaron Jones. I do think it's going to come back to bite them a little bit. But overall, I thought the Packers had a pretty good offseason. I mean, I'll be completely honest. I think Cowboys had a pretty good offseason. I mean, you could say that the Cowboys had not an ideal offseason, and I guess that would be fair if you said that. I think it would be fair if you did say that. But Packers, I thought they did pretty good. You know, they basically did like the Lions, like keep their core together and just add a little bit more fire punch to their stuff. So not bad. All right, after that we have Houston. Phenomenal. Yeah, Houston was phenomenal. Literally got everything. Here's Houston's offseason. They got everything that they wanted to have. Anything that they wanted to have at any point during the stretch, they got it. Shout out to Houston, man. Like, I don't even have to get into what they got. Like, seriously, Houston did that well. Well, now we got Indianapolis. I haven't really heard too much about Indianapolis. Like, being completely honest with you guys, I haven't heard a single thing about Indianapolis. About what they have and what they didn't get. Um, I'm gonna say decent. It's just kind of like Cleveland, another Cleveland scenario, because I have no idea what the Colts did this offseason, but I know they lost Zach Moss, but besides that, I don't know what else they did. I guess it was decent, I guess. All right, after that, we got the Jaguars. Losing Kevin Ridley is going to hurt you, but besides that, not a bad offseason. Decent. I mean, if they would have kept Kevin Ridley, we're maybe talking about a pretty good offseason, um, but yeah, it was decent. It wasn't too bad. All right, after that, we got the Chiefs. Um, Basically the same story as Jacksonville, besides doing Jay's knee, but besides that, I thought they did just fine. All right, after that, we have the Chargers. Oh. All right, next up, we got the Chargers. Oh, sorry about that. I had a little echo there. Chargers, not ideal. Not an ideal offseason. You basically just lost majority of your offense with Austin Eckler around there. I'm not a fan of the Chargers offseason. I'm really not. I think they're like the Bills and the Bengals. Like, I think they just lost too much firepower on their offense. Especially losing Austin Eckler and Keegan Allen. That's definitely going to kick your asses in the face next year. So yeah, not a good offseason for the Chargers. I would say that for sure. It's not ideal. Next up, we got the Rams. We signed some good people. We got some good stuff in our defense. Tighten up our defense a little bit. I'm good with the Rams offense. Like right now, I'm cool with our offensive line. I'm cool with all that. Like I said, we really need to go to our defensive things. I don't think the Rams did a bad job on their defensive things. Defensive side of things, I thought the Rams did just fine. Um, we're good. I'm gonna go decent. I'm not gonna say the Rams have one of the best off seasons, but we're gonna go decent. We'll go decent off season for the Rams. We like I said, we haven't really done too much, and we don't really need to do too much. So yeah, but for that, we'll give them a decent. All right, after that we got Vegas. I did like the decision of getting rid of Josh Jacobs. I do think that was a plus right there for Vegas. Um, who do I give him though? I'm gonna give him a pretty. I'm gonna do pretty good actually. I actually thought Raiders had a pretty good offseason, believe it or not. May shock a couple of people that I'm putting them up here, but yeah, I thought the Raiders did pretty well. All right, next up we got Miami. Yeah, I thought Miami had a good offseason, man. They got some really good defensive players. They basically kept majority of their offense together. Basically, just kept their team together. I mean, I like it, man. I like it, man. I thought they had a phenomenal offseason. We'll go lead. That was pretty good. That's pretty good, Miami. You did pretty good. All right, next up we got the Vikings. And the more I think about it, they got more talent on their skill. Um, yeah, they got more talent on their skill. Their team definitely looks better. Um, well, I'm gonna talk about it here for a minute. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, back. Be right back. Hold up. Okay, now I'm back. All right. Anyway, Vikings, pretty good, pretty good. They got a last start. They got a couple good pieces off in their offseason. Like what they did. More stuff off of their offense. Got Aaron Jones. Got Aaron Donald. Got Sam Donald. Got Aaron Jones. I like the stuff that they did, but the only bias is they lost Kirk Cousins, and that's probably going to come back to bite them. But besides that, they did pretty well. After that, we got New England. Decent, I guess, because I don't know what the Patriots' direction they're heading into. Like I don't know. I don't think it matters what you guys do between here and now and then, but overall, I guess decent offseason. I mean, I don't really know what to say about the Patriots at this point, but if I had to say something, I'll say it was decent. All right, after that we got the Saints. I'm gonna say terrible. Actually, I don't like what the Saints did this offseason. I mean, they only resigned one person, but they also gave up Jameis Winston. I think he actually looked pretty good down there in New Orleans. Down there, and they also gave us some good defensive guys that the Saints will have. So I'm kind of concerned for the Saints heading into the next season, but I don't really think they had a good offseason, man. I'm gonna say that for sure. I don't think they had a good offseason this year, so I'm gonna throw them in the terrible category. Actually, I don't like what they did this year. All right, after that we got the two New York teams. So starting over, we got the Giants. We're going to talk about these two teams together because these two basically kind of did the same thing. Well, kind of. Giants did really good. I like all the things that they picked up offensively and defensively. Plus, I don't think they really had to give up too much any for it. So give credit to the Giants there. I thought they did pretty good. Jets, on the other hand, decent. Just decent. Not the best offseason they could ask for. Not the worst one, but somewhat par. I mean, I guess it was fine, but it just wasn't the best. So we'll go with that. All right, next we got Philadelphia. Phenomenal. You got more star off. You got some more star in your offense with Saquon Barkley now. Your defense looks already sharpened now. Like the direction you guys are headed to. I think you guys look even more of a better team than y'all did last year. Yeah, I like your team. I thought you did phenomenal. All right, next up we got Pittsburgh. Phenomenal. I thought the Steelers did phenomenal this offseason. You guys got a quarterback that's more capable. You got two quarterbacks, matter of fact, that are more capable of Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. You guys got some really good defensive guys now on your team, and you guys always been the good defensive team. You guys didn't really have to give up too much for it, so bravo, Pittsburgh. Bravo. You did pretty good. All right, after that, we got Seattle. Not ideal. I was getting ready to say terrible, but I'm not going to be that disrespectful. I'm going to say not ideal. I don't think this was a really good offseason for Seattle. You know, they didn't really they didn't really get too much, but they had to give up too much. You guys know what I mean? I mean, that's basically just the whole season of Seattle. Like, you had to give up too much without, just not an ideal offseason for them. After that, we got the Niners. Decent, just because I just don't think the Niners really did too much for me to say anything about them. So, yeah, I'll go decent. After that, we got the Bucks. I thought the Bucks did pretty good, honestly. I thought the Bucks actually got some good. They didn't really get anybody. They didn't get anybody, but they re-signed majority of the pieces that they got, which is pretty good. And into after what happened last year, they did have to give a little bit, but it's not. I don't think it's going to be too much to really affect the team next year. So, yeah, they did pretty good in my opinion. Next up, we got the Titans. Pretty good. They did pretty good. I'll be honest. I thought they're gonna do pretty terrible, but if you just really look around at the Titans, they really picked up. They looked up Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard got there. Mason Rudolph. Calvin Ridley was a good signing for them. And it looks like they didn't even really have to give up too much, besides like Derrick Henry. So, who is getting older, which might be a smarter move for the Titans compared to what their thing is. So, I think the Titans did pretty good. That was pretty good. Pretty good season for them. And then last but not least, the Washington Commanders. I mean, they picked up a lot of good star power on their offense now. And I don't think they really had to give up too many like bad stuff, you know what I mean? So if I'm being completely honest, I thought Washington even had a pretty good offseason. All right, so that is me ranking every single NFL team offseason. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys do like and subscribe here to the channel. Anyway, I'm going to hop off, get to the end of this. You guys are watching on time. This is Big B here, sign up at motivation.com. Peace out. See you guys later, and see you for now.